you come across as a person that would be okay with dying. So
as long as my affairs are settled, and one thing I'm very concerned about is any work. I'm not that prolific, so any fucking work that I have done, I want on record. And so,
when you said any work, as you were saying it, I thought you were gonna say Inuits, and you're like, the only thing I have a problem with
the Inuits.
Inuits. Like, all right.
And the fucking Apaches.
It took us over an hour to start hating on natives, dude. That's a record.
I don't think we've ever fucking.
We used to start out of the gate.
They've been getting a pass on this.
Fucking red casino
show.
And fucking.
We've been giving them a pass on this show.
Yeah, we go easy on natives. Inuits just sounds like another word for retard. Like mongoloid and that kind of thing. You know what I mean?
God, there was
a word in the 60s. It was totally okay to refer to somebody as retarded, or like even mongoloid back then wasn't even really considered that bad of a term.
Yeah.
And just like, it's so great.
Elizabeth Warren is part Indian. She's part of the wannabe tribe.
She's runs with bullshit.
Running with
bullshit.
Oh, but
dude, do you? God, would there even be a better person?
What?
In office between the two? Is there even or I feel like they might be equally as bad between the Bides and Trump.
No, Biden would definitely be better.
Yeah, I guess he's too dumb to be evil.
He's not going to do anything. They're going to have
exactly.
But the problem is, and here's the thing.
I think for Biden,
here's the problem.
Has he announced a running mate?
No, he hasn't. But here's the problem.
That's gonna.
VPs traditionally don't do anything.
Yeah, but
Dick
Joe
Cheney
Biden
everyone thinks that VP.
The end of his life.
Yeah,
so.
VPs. Dick Cheney thinks that, but he could just live there and be brain dead forever, and you don't know who's going to be running it. But you know they're going to be better than these guys, obviously. Yeah. Yes, a guy with a racist finger rapist with dementia is better than Donald Trump. That would be the worst. Fucking, that's like a fucking. But the thing is like.
Where are we?
That's not necessarily that's not really an endorsement. I still don't know.
I know.
But the guy got on fucking. The guy went to the Ford fucking.
The "you ain't black" thing is so popular.
That doesn't even come close to. He definitely should have. I think he was trying to make a joke.
Oh, definitely was trying to make. He was.
But the problem with him making that joke, or anybody like him making that joke, is everyone fucking believes they mean it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like you're not the person to make that joke.
Yeah, he's not in an arena of joking.
It's like a Trump supporter calling Biden out for being a rapist. Like, wait, hold on. You're not allowed. I do that all the time where I get on and I see a Trump supporter say that and I immediately get on there and go, this isn't your, like you're in the wrong lane, dude.
Oh, yeah, no, but
I can say that. You can't really say that.
I can totally picture Joe Biden's fucking senile ass just being like, if you don't want to vote for Joe Biden, then you ain't black.
Yeah, and they were trying to drag him off. That was the funny part.
He was just trying to be funny.
That was his way out.
Trying to do.
Yeah. You get your black card revoked.
Being funny shouldn't be like, what he's going for, especially kind of edgy.
Yo, really fucking edgy.
But for a politician, high level edge
black,
for
motherfucker.
High level edge for a politician. I would say for an open micer,
not that
edgy.
Not that far off from Bill Maher, where Bill Maher used to be like, fucking Obama's gotta go over to the fucking Republicans. He needs to pull up in his Cadillac and get out and be like, listen, motherfuckers. Dude, what the fuck are you talking about?
That you ain't black. I don't know how. I feel like
he made a really legitimate joke and still fucked it up.
I honestly think white people are the only people upset about this. I don't think black people care about that statement because
they're gonna vote with who they fucking.
Especially if there's a video of it and they watch it and see he's doing. Which for white people would make it worse that he's doing like a racist impression of a black person with going, you ain't black. But
he's lucky. he made one good decision in his entire career. And
to fuck with Barack.
Exactly. And Sam Cedar came up with a theory where he goes, they were trying to figure out why all these black people went to Biden instead of Bernie. He's like, it's because he allowed himself to be he let a black guy be his boss.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
But they don't even think in mind about the Barack Obama.
What do you say,
but the problem is,
the black voter. I get it.
But Biden. But the problem is the reason Biden got picked was because he was a race. He was acceptable to racists. So like.
Oh, he was chosen to kind of bridge the gap.
Yes.
Okay.
He copied Abraham Lincoln, but this is the problem. Abraham Lincoln picked a VP who was a fucking racist, and that VP ended up being one of the worst presidents in history. And the reason why black people never got reparations was because Lincoln picked a right-wing VP in order to win over certain...
At that point in time, wasn't it the left wing?
I don't know, but he picked a right-wing candidate to be the VP in the same way Barack Obama picked a right-wing Democrat to be his VP. So when Lincoln died, all the plans he had to basically socialize, race was scrapped. So 40 acres and a mule, whatever it was, 30 acres and a mule, whatever. That was an actual plan they had for black people.
Yeah.
And that got revoked. And then and Jim Crow hit because I think it was Andrew Johnson. Was that his name? Yeah, and then that Andrew Johnson guy got impeached. It was a whole fucking thing.
He's on the $20 bill.
No, that's Andrew Jackson. He's worse. He hated Indians.
He
hated Indians more than us.
And he was like clinically insane, wasn't he? Like,
yeah,
didn't he do some real fucked up shit?
It was like they consider him the Hitler of
natives.
Yeah, he was the Hitler of Native Americans.
Hey, it was smallpox.
That's the thing is like Trump's gonna end up fucking passing out masks that have COVID on them.
Yeah.
To Native Americans.
I saw this
That's
thing.
gonna fucking happen.
And this guy, it was a picture of this dude with like the blue like medical mask that they think you should get.
Yeah.
And he's like, protect you from what? It can't even stop drywall. And it shows a picture and he's got drywall all over like his nose, and it's just like, you do know that they make masks specifically, like, people are so fucking retarded, dude. It's absurd. It's weird, like, I get getting defensive because it's not mandatory, completely mandatory to wear masks. So if somebody were to get mad at you, I can kind of understand getting defensive, but that's just because that's who we are as humans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But getting mad at people for wearing masks is what's weird to me.
That's what bothers me.
That's why I think that people that aren't wearing masks are self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
And don't feel 100% okay with it. And that's why they almost overcompensate with the "you guys are fucking cowards."
Yeah. Oh my.
Because it's
because
really
they're
strange.
trying to. That's what I think.
Who are and like I know that like the cloth masks and shit like that people wear don't do anything for the virus. You're supposed to use the blue one with the antimicrobial like filters,
which is hard to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so like I get that, but it's making them feel comfortable. And why the fuck are you freaking the fuck out?
No, it does. It helps a
more,
little
bit.
bit.
A little bit, yeah.
But the main
better
idea
than
is that you're blocking your fucking air from getting out onto somebody else. And so the idea is everybody does it.
Yeah. It's to stop your exhalation.
Yeah.
Not to prevent it from coming in.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, but you can't explain anything to these fucking people.
Well, no, like you'll fucking on the Majority Report he debated the fucking Costco guy that argued with him, and the guy made no fucking sense. And so halfway through like the debate, it stopped becoming a debate, and then fucking Cedar just started interviewing him, trying to figure out where he gets his information from. Like then whenever he said they, he's like, who's they? And then, like, this guy came up with different conspiracy theories, and it just kept contradicting each other. And so then I got my own conspiracy theory where, like, Trump went to the Ford plant and started talking about superior bloodlines, which, by the way, is basically saying
White people.
I'm a white supremacist. Everybody.
Yeah, no, that's
he pretty much just came out as a white supremacist.
Yeah.
And so.
What's the word for that? For like people that
eugenics?
Eugenics, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that these guys who think that you guys are cowards when they go, or he says, I don't have to wear a mask because I'm not sick. I think that, and they're all obsessed with health too. And I'm starting to think that they have superior genes and that they're eliminating the weak parts of the human race. Like this is a eugenics experiment and they're participating in, and they don't have to worry because they're blessed with a certain bloodline.
Best thing.
One of them happens to be Mexican, but whatever.
I'd say the best thing about eugenics is that Hitler filtered through all the Jewish girls with small boobs.
You know what?
And now there's just every Jewish woman has just big old fat titties.
That's how committed you are if you're fucking like if you're executing all the hot Jewish girls. You're like, wait, hold on. Like if I was one of the Nazis, I'd be like, I guess I wouldn't be 100% because I'd be like, wait, you're gonna kill her? Her husband, I understand, but her?
Let her chill, dog. Your soldiers need some relaxing time.
Little homo, Hitler. It's a little bit homo.
Hey, Hitler, why you cock blocking?
Hitler's cock blocking, and he ain't even getting the pussy himself. I think Hitler's a little gay.
Listen, Hitler, if you're not gonna vote for Biden, you ain't black. Dude, I don't understand. Like, I feel like somebody has to come out.
There's a compilation.
I mean, like I said, I can't speak on the behalf of black people, but I feel like most black people are just like, yeah, it's like pretty funny. Like, I would just not give a shit. Like, he's an old senile white dude. Like, crazy white people are like black people's favorite thing as far as white people go. Like,
dude, in fact, you could probably come up with a fun, hilarious YouTube compilation of just called Biden and black people.
And like just how clearly like senseless his face is, you know what I mean? Like Donald Trump, you can tell at least like has some idea.
I think everybody knew right away. Like they were just waiting for him to fucking say something that stupid because because of the corn pop story. But the corn pop story is just the best. One of the funniest things I've ever heard in my fucking life.
I've honestly heard more or seen more articles about the you ain't black thing than I have about him fucking feeling up on 13-year-olds.
Oh, dude, I've seen more stuff about the Biden black thing than I've seen about the bloodlines. Like I just said, he believes in superior bloodlines. And then he goes, I don't know if you guys believe in that sort of thing.
I was talking about dogs.
It's like Henry Ford, great bloodline. And then that you should never ask another question other than please elaborate. I mean, like and the best part is he goes, I don't know if you guys believe in that sort of thing. Like as if he's going, I don't know if you guys are cool.
Is Brock mixed or was he full on?
Yeah, he's black and white.
Yeah, he was mixed, right? Yeah. So he had half good blood.
Superior.
He was a half blood. He was a halfling, and I'd say he surpassed his expectations.
Well, listen, if you're
he
black,
might even be 55 to 45.
Yeah, he's a good-looking fella. If you're black, you're more likely to get sickle cell anemia. But according to Lord Jamar, if you're gay, you're more likely to. I mean, if you're white, you're more likely to be gay.
What you mean? You're more likely to get AIDS.
That was the video I wanted to see. In the video, after Little Richard died, Lord Jamar goes yeah, he became gay in order to become safe for the white population. Like in 1954, 52, whatever, he decided to be gay in order to make people more comfortable.
People from like liberal, people from more like.
What are you talking about?
Liberal areas like don't understand that it's like hatred is still very much alive amongst white people.
Oh, I know, my whole family.
Yeah, it's like the Midwest. There's a lot of hate out there too. It's mostly whenever you get like Northeast, and then although like dude, I feel like people from New York and Boston, like they're all No. Although Boston, their police department has like the least violence and shit like that, or did for a couple years whenever, like, I would say the big upswing of at least people calling out innocent unarmed black men being killed by police. Like, because Jeff Ross did a whole roast of the police. And
Oh, yeah, I never saw
It was the
that.
Brooklyn Police Department, or the Boston Police Department, because, like, they like, had the least amount of violence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were the most, like, peaceful,
Bill
I guess.
Burr
for,
call, I think, didn't Bill Burr call Boston, San Francisco for racists?
I don't know. That's pretty funny. Just homeless racists shitting everywhere on the streets.
I've had relatives, I'm not going to name any names, but one relative, and these are close relatives.
Cousin Vinny.
One relative tell another relative that he was, because he was mad at him, he said, "You're just an N-word." And I was like, that doesn't even make sense.
See, I never saw anything like that. My parents are much more, what's the word, like, prejudiced, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, I've
Like
never
country club racist,
heard
a little.
my dad and my mom very much, like, growing up all my life, my mom very adamant that she does not like the N-word.
Yeah.
But, like, and I mean, my dad never really was like, don't ever say it, but I don't think I've ever seen my dad say it. They would just say shit that was basically the same, more or less. They would just be like, I don't know, he's pretty ghetto. And
Yeah.
is that kind of shit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
What's the most
I knew a
alive
girl
in
like
the
that.
South nowadays, I would say, is homophobia, yeah.
But yeah, there's people.
Because it's still strong in black culture.
There are definitely people that don't like the N-word, and they also don't like black people.
Yeah, it's like people that like good cake.
And also, those people can be black.
It's like people that like good cake but don't like the word moist, right? It's how you describe a good
randomly
cake.
pick these words.
Was I talking to you about people that hate the sound of words and how it's extremely childish? Like,
It is, but there's truth to it.
My brother dated this girl, and her mom would literally, like, cringe at the word moist. Like,
Oh, really?
Yes. And I was talking to somebody about that, and he was like, they were like, oh my gosh, I knew somebody like that too, and she was a baker.
I do that. I say
And
that.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like the one best word to fucking use to compliment a baked good. Is
It's
that
very
it's
moist.
Yeah.
I would, if I knew that about her, I would say that all the time.
That's got to be a shitty thing, right?
Yeah.
She chose a very shitty profession to not be into.
How is that not? There's probably a lot of bands that have names like Moist. I remember there was a band called Moist Chicken, but
There's a band called Sleep. It's not moist, but.
Slacks. I'm like that word. I'm like that way about the word slacks. And I used to have a bit that I do. I've never.
Slacks like the pants.
Yeah, I've never done it. I never did it here, but it was like how I hate the word. Like I use the word slacks in my like Clint Eastwood bit, and how he pulls his pants up to it. And then I was like, I hate the word slacks. And I was like slacks. I was like slacks. Hey, Paul is taking his ma to the Ramada.
It's a weird word for dress pants.
He's got his new slacks, and then
it sounds more like a word for casual wear.
Then my aunt touches my slacks. She's like, "Oh, they just came out of the washer. They're moist."
Yeah, my family in Kentucky, at least my grandma said wash.
Wash, yeah, I was in the washroom or program.
They're just like, go
pause my program so I can go use the turlet.
Turlet. Yeah, they didn't say turlet.
Pause my program.
Showers in Kentucky always smelled weird because they had well water.
Yeah, my aunt was so racist. She used to say program all the time, and that's not why she was racist. But she would constantly, every time you see her, she would tell the same. She's like how she would brag about how she saw a group of coloreds by her stoop.
This is in Chicago. Sentences.
Yeah, and I told them I got a gun. I ain't afraid of you coloreds. I got a gun. And I'm like sitting there thinking, even as a little kid going like, hold on, did Aunt Helen just...
Yeah, see, even my family
just walk up to a random group of black people and threaten them with a gun?
Probably.
That's probably what happened.
She was raised in a different time. Especially if she was your grandmother, she could have been around while slavery was still around.
That's probably the case.
No, but I mean,
She's
that
pretty
lady, she went through a period of time in her life where she was upset that black kids were going to be in the same schools. She went through that. That's
look,
fucking insane.
Hey, can I see your pictures from high school? And she's like, this is me. It's her with a beehive, her with a haircut.
These are these 9 fucking kids
Yeah.
that kept trying to come.
No, it'd be like a book, and it's like her at the prom, her at a wedding. Here's me in high school, and then it's her like screaming at a black girl.
The blacked out pictures are colored.
I was an activist.
She like took a Sharpie and colored over all the black students.
Yeah, because I was very socially minded when I was younger, because I listened to a lot of
NPR,
Public Enemy, and NPR. Yeah. So then.
I don't know if NPR was super liberal back in the day, but it's pretty liberal nowadays.
Not liberal. But so I went. So my mom's like, well, you should talk to your Aunt Hella, because she was an activist. And then she's like, oh yes, let me show you some pictures from my activist days, and it's her fucking protesting integration. I very care a lot for the world.
Did she have a sign that said some like did she have a sign or waving a flag or like a fucked up shirt, or was it just her at a protest?
Said N-words, go home, but she misspelled go.
No, okay, I don't believe it. I was watching clips. Oh, okay.
Obviously I'm making this up, yeah.
I mean, I believe the coloreds thing.
No, that's true. Every time we saw her, dude, she would tell the same story.
I totally believe that.
First of all, you need new material. Second
of
all,
that's too funny for you to make up.
Yeah, so. you were going up. You were harassing black people, weren't you?
It's like that Louis C.K. thing with the "Come there, have a nigger time." She's like, "What?"
We gotta go.
She was raised in a different time.
Oh God, he's got that bit about trying to read Tom Sawyer to his kid. He's like that fucking kid shows up.
Yeah, but like...
he's like, he won't stop saying the N-word. He's like, I got a dead cat to cure my warts.
I wonder if Louis C.K. is the person who made that bit done. Cause it's
what?
The fact that Tom Sawyer has the N-word in it 154 times or whatever. Because... I've heard people since then do similar premises. It wasn't like...
About the N-word in Huck Finn?
Yeah, about...
I don't know. You know what? I think he's the only person I've ever heard do a bit about Huck Finn. But
I mean, I've never... It's not high.
It's obvious.
It's not high-level people.
Yeah, but... yeah, well, he invented a bag full of dicks. Suck a bag of dicks.
He invented bag of dicks?
Yeah.
I did not know that. I really didn't. Actually, I feel like... Did he present it like it was a product that he was trying to sell?
No, he said he was like, he goes...
a whole bag of them.
No, he's like, I cut somebody off in traffic, or somebody cut me off in traffic, and then they yelled at me, suck a bag of dicks. And then the rest of the bit is him trying to figure out what does that mean. Like, does that mean actual dicks? Or does that mean like dildos in a bag? Like...
I love his bit about trying to explain 9/11 deniers to his daughters. And her misunderstanding and thinking that he meant 9/11 deniers, like it was 9 people that didn't believe the number
existence
11.
of 11.
And I thought he was like, and it was just this whole, it's bullshit. It is one teen, and everybody needs to acknowledge that. I was like, that is fucking genius. Ken Oswald put out a new special.
I had a joke. I don't tell it that often because it requires math, but it basically said, when Trump won, it was like 10 9/11s. That I go, but I think but I think they're overblowing it, because if you think about it, 10 9/11s is really only, and then I say the number. I
like 10 9/11s.
It was really only 9,000,000.
I'm gonna take a Jeep. I think an hour and a half is enough.
Okay.